Let's hit the field.
It is Tuesday, May 20th, and the Yankees were taking on the Rangers in Game 1 of a 3-game set. Ben Rice got back into the home run column, and Will Warren put up a career-high 10 strikeouts. My recap, your reactions, coming up next. This is Pinstripe Territory.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
All right. Start spreading the news. Yankees take Game 1 of the series. Things got a little bit dicey there in the ninth inning. Yankees had to go to Luke Weaver with a 5-2 lead after beginning the inning with a 5-0 lead, but he nailed it down. And if we get rained out the next couple of days, at least we had a nice win tonight that we can sit on and soak in for a little while. Ben Rice, back in the home run column, absolutely demolished a home run into the second deck in the second inning tonight. Aaron Judge also went deep. His, not quite demolished, but hey, it's not how far you hit him. They just have to clear the fence, and it was a short porch home run. I think they said it was the shortest one of his career, which I don't find hard to believe. That was a kind of a cheapie, but we'll take it. It counts. But the story tonight, in my opinion, was Will Warren, who we will spotlight later on. Third consecutive really, really great performance by him. Career high, 10 strikeouts. Unfortunately, Boston won. So the Yankees don't gain in the division. But on the positive end, they did beat the Mets, who have fallen out of first place in the NL East. And I'll be surprised if they're in first place again this year. As Paulie Walnuts would say, though, hey, I got my own frickin' problems. Still having some trouble with the voicemail, but about every third call is getting through. They're aware of it. They're trying to fix it, but we did get a few calls that went through tonight that I will play. If you call and it hangs up right away, just try back again. You might have to try 2 or 3 times. I'm sorry. It's just a little glitch that we're going right now. I cleaned up my inbox. I had like 467 voicemails in my inbox, and I thought that was it, but it's still happening. So it's on their end. But let's get to the recap.
All right, let's go. Let's get it going.
Ian says Weaver is a legit stud. And tonight, he got his save on, I believe, 1 pitch. No, 2 pitches. He threw 2 pitches tonight. So it didn't have to work too hard. Last night, we talked about how Austin Wells needs to get better at throwing out runners. And today, sure enough, he hosed down a runner with a perfect throw in the first inning. Way to make me look bad. The Yankees jumped out front in the bottom of the second inning. Mr. Ben Rice. Rice, baby. 10th home run of the season, second deck. It was a hanger, and he annihilated it. And I did not have an expectation that he would be this good this year. And the Yankees really are going to face a serious conundrum when Stanton comes back. I'd imagine they'll still keep finding spots for Ben Rice. There was a note today that he took some ground balls at third base for fun. Yeah, for fun this weekend. I'd imagine that if he looked even halfway decent, they'll get him some reps over there. Because if you can hit, they will find a spot for you. Hitting is so difficult, and it's so rare. I mean, the league batting average is like 240, 230 something right now. And he not only hits for, decent average, he should be hitting higher than he is. He's hitting, 259. But he's got 904 OPS, and he's on pace for like 30 home runs. You got to find a way to get him in there. Bottom 4 single and a stolen base for Judge, and then Bellinger extended his hitting streak to 14 games. All of a sudden, he is on fire. Rice got Judge in with a sacrifice fly. Could have easily been a 2-run double. Fantastic play by the center fielder. Yankees also flashed some leather. Oswald Peraza made a tremendous catch falling over the tarp down there. He fell into the crevice. If only he could hit just a little bit. He went 0 for 3. He's hitting 164 with a 550 OPS. The history of Major League Baseball is filled with guys like Oswald Peraza who had a phenomenal glove but just couldn't hit, But if he could learn how to hit, he'd be an all-star. He's that good defensively. But Will Warren left the bases loaded for Mark Leiter in the 6th inning. Phenomenal performance by Warren tonight. 5 2/3 shutout innings. no runs, 10 strikeouts, a career best. He had 1 walk. He threw 100. He got over 100 pitches. He threw 101 pitches tonight, 65 strikes. And look, we're going to spotlight him in a minute, but he just continues to look better and better. I might have been wrong to doubt him.
Never been so wrong in my whole life.
Yanks got another run in the bottom of the 6th inning. Bloop double from Anthony Volpe. Didn't crush it. He hit one harder later in the game that got caught. That's just baseball. It evens out. Looks like a laser beam in the box score. Fantastic job by Devin Williams tonight in the 8th inning. He had 2 strikeouts. He did give up a hit, but he's lowered his ERA down to under a touchdown. Well, if you take away the extra point, it's down to 6.88. But his confidence does seem to get better each time out lately. Bottom 8, base hit from Trent Grisham, and then Mr. Aaron Judge. Apo Taco. This one was not, in fact, way upstairs. This one was barely downstairs. This one barely in the front door. Short porch home run, 2nd hit of the game, 16th home run of the season. He is hitting .403. That is crazy. And look, he does something every single day to help the Yankees. I mean, multi-hit game. He was laying out in the outfield. I mean, the guy is unbelievable. I don't think we appreciate him enough. And also, he was, hitting a home run. Hitting a home run was the Derek prediction today, by the way.
That is destiny fulfilled.
Rangers dented home plate in the 9th inning, but Yankees went to Weaver to lock it down, and they hang on and win Game 1 of the series.
Game over. Yankees win. Yankees win.
All right. So, I mean, we got a great comment here. This is a great one. Ricardo Bastos Vieira says, Ben Rice is the real Spencer Jones. We've been talking about a left-handed power bat coming up through the system, Spencer Jones. Ben Rice is that real guy, and he's gotten on us fast, right? I mean, a few years ago, he was somebody that the real prospect gurus had on their radar. But, I didn't really pay that much attention to him until he started, getting called the best hitter that people had ever seen, by his teammates and things like that. And then he hits 3 home runs, makes me shave my head now. Big Ben Rice fan. Number 22, best number 22 ever to play for the Yankees. But he did not get the belt tonight, though he got consideration, nor did Aaron Judge, despite his team-leading 16th home run. This one goes to Will Warren. Fantastic performance. And Will Warren just keeps getting better and better. Now 3-2 on the season. In 10 starts, he's got 46 2/3 innings. He's got 60 strikeouts now on the season. And in his last 7 starts, he's got a 3.58 ERA. And his last 3 outings. Tonight, 5 2/3 shutout innings. Time before that against Seattle, 5 innings, 2 runs. Time before that against the Athletics, 7 1/3 innings, 1 run. So 3 really good outings in a row. Let's spotlight his start tonight. I tell you what, the crow I am eating is delicious because, as someone pointed out, I was ready to ship him off to El Salvador. Here's a call from Willie.
Hey, Derek, it's Willie. You're going to have to give Will Warren a new name. It's going to be Will Nolan Ryan Warren. 4 starts ago, we was ready to send him to El Salvador. He had more hits than the MS-13.
More hits than MS-13. All right, so actually, it was Marcus Stroman that we wanted to send to El Salvador, technically in the rant. But, Will Warren was not on my good side for his first few starts. Last year he came up, and, all we heard about was, the stuff, and oh my God, the stuff. And then all I saw was a 10 ERA, and his stuff was getting pounded. And he wasn't exactly Paul Skeens. He throws 94, 95 miles an hour. Yeah, he's got some sink, got some movement, but he was hitting the middle of the plate too much. And it doesn't matter how good your stuff is if you can't locate. And that continued into this year. He would just throw too many pitches that would catch way too much plate. But over the last few starts, he's been spotting his pitches better. So now when you see that big, nasty hook of a curveball or the sweeper, right, it comes in a situation where you got 2 strikes or you're ahead in the count and the hitter is more defensive. So once again, I had it wrong on him. He has really turned around his season. Granted, 2 of the 3 offenses that he's pitched against in this streak, the Rangers, not a good offense, Athletics, not a good offense, but the Mariners weren't bad. They were swinging the bat pretty well. So racking up strikeouts, 10 strikeouts today, career best. Nice job for Will Warren. Anyway, okay, so let's go ahead and review some of our minor league talent right now. See who else is in the system. So we do this, usually at the beginning of every series. Ben Hess tearing it up in high A. He's got 45 strikeouts in 30 2/3 innings in 6 starts, 3.23. Bryce Cunningham, absolutely dominating as well. 42 innings, 44 strikeouts, but a 2.14 ERA and a 1 even whip. Cam Schlittler, who's somebody that we saw in spring training a lot. The Yankees gave him a good look because I think they believe in him, and I believe in him because he throws strikes. 37 2/3 innings, 2.87 ERA, 44 strikeouts in Double-A. It might be time to get him up to Triple-A. I don't think he's got a lot left to prove. If you're pitching that well in Double-A this far into the season, I think you've earned a shot at Triple-A. We want him to be one level away from the major leagues, right? We're going to need depth. Not everybody's going to stay healthy all season. I don't know if we'll have any major injuries, but guys tweak hamstrings, guys feel something in their lat, a little tightness here, there, and they need to miss a start. I remember Derek Cohn had his finger bit by a dog, and El Duque had to fill in. You need guys. And if you got somebody who's pitching this well in the minor leagues, at Double-A, which is a tough level, get him to Triple-A. Get him one stop away. You got to find out who this guy is. Elmer Rodriguez Cruz continuing to pitch well. Actually, he got roughed up a little bit in his most recent start, but 43 strikeouts in 36 1/3 innings. Carlos LaGrange, you're starting to hear his name more and more. He throws high-octane gas, triple digits. 31 1/3 innings, 3.45 ERA at low A, 50 strikeouts, and a whip under 1. And then Griffin Herring, low A, 38 2/3 innings, 1.40 ERA, 48 strikeouts, and a whip under 1. But he is 22 years old. Keep an eye on these guys. We're going to need pitching. Any of these guys could be moved along. I think at some point soon you're going to see Hess and Cunningham get moved up to Double-A. When that happens, you'll see Schlittler moved up to Triple-A, probably somebody else too. As they need to make room. That's the way it goes. Let's take a look at some hitters. So George Lombard Jr., struggling at Double-A so far. He's got a 182 average, 6 for 33, no extra base hits. But one thing to be encouraged by, this is very important. He's still got a great eye. He's got 10 walks. He's got 9 strikeouts. So he's walking more than he's striking out. So even though he hasn't started slugging the baseball, he's not overmatched. He's just feeling it out. Jesus Rodriguez at Triple-A, someone to keep an eye on. If not for us, possibly a trade chip. This is a guy who is raking. 324 average, 415 on base percentage, 834 OPS. And I watched him hit. I watched some highlights of him this morning while I was having my coffee. Man, this kid has a phenomenal swing. Phenomenal swing. He's going to be a major league hitter, and a good one. Keep an eye on him. TJ Rumfield, 305, 6 home runs, 404 on base percentage, 923 OPS. Continuing to hit well. He could be somebody that gets moved into trade too. Doesn't seem like the Yankees have room for him. They've got Goldschmidt. They've got Rice. You got Bellinger as a third option, which, if you lose both first basemen, you shift Bellinger in, and that clears up the outfield logjam. You just put Trent Grisham in center every day and Dominguez in left every day. So Rumfield is the type of depth that, like I said, if you can hit, they'll find a spot for you. Somebody will trade for him. Everson Pereira cooled off a little bit, but still 269 with 9 home runs. I've heard that he's taking more pitches and having better at-bats this year than he has in a while. And Spencer Jones, former number 1 pick, still on the IL, hitting 228 with 9 home runs. The strikeout rate, 41 in 92 at-bats, really not good. So, all right, we're going to get a quick word from our sponsor tonight, the Hall of Fame app, then back with a couple more voicemails and your reactions to tonight's game back in 60. We have all seen it happen. Someone is one leg away from hitting a massive parlay. Thousands of dollars on the line, and then boom, an unexpected strikeout or garbage time bucket ruins everything. That's the pain of betting on gut feelings. But now there is a smarter way. The Hall of Fame app is built by lifelong fans who also happen to be Ivy League data nerds. It gives you a serious edge. Historical matchup data, leg correction tools, player performance insights, and real-time odds. No more guessing. With a 4.9 App Store rating and over 6,000 five-star reviews, Hall of Fame is already helping thousands of bettors win smarter and not just more often, but more strategically. Right now, our listeners get a 7-day free trial and 50% off your first month when you use the code STRIPE. Download the Hall of Fame app on iOS or Android, enter the code STRIPE, and stop leaving money on the table. All right, we are back. All right, so first I want to start with a super chat from Richard C. So he says, Will Warren needs to have an 05 Chin Ming Wong year. First of all, great comment and great reference. As some of you know, I'm working on a book. It's called Pinstripe Territory. And there's a lot of talk about Yankees that I think people don't remember or don't think about that have, impacted my fandom over the years. And one of the guys that I write about is Chin Ming Wong. Right when I graduated college, my present was a 42-inch TV. It was the first ever flat screen TV. Back then, they were like 42 inches was huge, right? It was a big TV for me, big plasma TV. And the first game I watched on it was Chin Ming Wong's Major League debut, and I'll never forget it. And Chin Ming Wong was a sinker baller, and much like Will Warren, had got a ton of downward break at 95, 96 miles an hour. It was like throwing a bowling ball. Guys just pounded the baseball into the ground. And he was from Taiwan, and when he made his debut, he had a big contingent of Taiwanese fans that had come to watch him. And they were literally almost sitting in Taiwan. They were so high up in the upper deck. They were like in the last row. And I actually went and saw his second start. We went up to Yankee Stadium just on a little summer vacation. And we got to watch his, and that was one of Robinson Cano's breakout games too. I think Cano came into that game hitting like 180 or something like that, and I think he went 2 for 2 or 3 for 3, something like that. And Chin Ming Wong got the start. It was against the Seattle Mariners. Maybe somebody can find that box score. It was 2005. Anyway, hard to believe that's been 20 years, but thanks for the great memories there. Anyway, let's see here. Matthew Arico says he had a nasty sinker. And it was filthy. It would drop off the table. Okay, let's get some voicemails here.
Hey, Derek. It's Willie.
Oh, we already got Willie. Hang on. Let me play the next one. Whoops. Let's see here.
What's going on, Derek? Man, I just wanted to get your opinion, see if you kind of agreed, seeing the same thing I did. Is it just me, or is Peraza shooting himself in the foot? He's finally getting an opportunity to come up and show what he's made of up here, and he can't even get bunts down, just having bad at-bats, silly errors. And then on the flip side, I know Yorbit Vivas hasn't really, gone off hitting or anything, but he showed some real guts in that last Mets game, in that there's a big at-bat toward the end of the game where he was fighting off pitches, and taking pitches that were really close to the zone and just spoiling really, really tough pitches, and he ends up getting putting the ball in play and getting either an RBI or at least producing a run out of it. So I don't know. It seems like the tables are kind of turning, and Vivas might be starting to get the upper hand. Just wanted to get your take, man. All right.
Yeah. So you're absolutely not wrong that Peraza continues to shoot himself in the foot. Right? I mean, he's got an opportunity. If he could just hit a little bit, he would run away with it because defense is so important. But I agree with you. Vivas has looked like a major league hitter. I know he's only hitting like 180 something, but he has just straight up better at bats than Peraza. I would have liked to have seen him tonight against the lefty because he was not a particularly hard throwing lefty. I don't think he would have overpowered Vivas. But we do got to give Peraza credit for the nice play. But hitting 164 with a 550 OPS. Let's go ahead and pull up his StatCast numbers because I haven't really looked at him this year on StatCast. And I think it's worth checking out, just seeing where he ranks. So just bear with me while I pull him up. Oh, wow. Ooh. So I was surprised to see this. The fielding run value is in the 23rd percentile. That's shocking to me because he's looked so good over there. The xWOBA is actually not as far down as you would think. The average X velocity is over 90 miles an hour. Bat speed is pretty good. Chase percentage is pretty good, but, just doesn't hit the ball enough. Whiff percentage is pretty low. Strikeout percentage is not good. Barrel percentage is actually above average. I'm shocked at the fielding, the range, and the arm strength. Is this the right guy? I don't know. And he is fast, 78th percentile. Man, that's weird. But look at all his hits. Almost all of his hits are completely hooked down the line. He's got one to center field, but almost everything is right along the same path. You guys see that? I don't know if you can see my mouse. It's so weird. Like almost all of his hits are within just a very small piece of the pie there. Very odd. And he doesn't have a lot of hits. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen. Final comment goes to Music Man, who says Wong was never the same after hurting his foot rounding third base. Yeah, that was in Oakland. He was a really consistent pitcher. We miss him. And there's a great documentary on him. I've mentioned it before. I believe it's on Netflix. It used to be. It's called Late Life, the Chien-Ming Wong story. Anyway, Yankees win.
Ball game over. Yankees win. Yankees win.
Francis says, I'm reaching on Peraza. I don't even know I'm just reading the data. I mean, I don't know how I'm reaching. I'm not seeing anything. I'm seeing a guy who hits 150, but anyway, it is what it is. Not everybody's going to agree with everything you say. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to try and do a pregame and a postgame if there is a game. I'll see you next time. Hey, while I've got you here, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Pinstripe Territory is the official Yankees podcast of the Foul Territory Network. We are home to the #1 most watched MLB postgame show on YouTube since 2021. We're here after every Yankees game and for reactions to all the best news and rumors during the offseason. Be a part of the show by calling into the voicemail 718-899-1068. Try to keep it clean for me. And if you ever miss us on YouTube, be sure and subscribe on all your favorite podcast platforms. Go ahead and rate us 5 stars. It'll help other people find the show. Thanks for watching. See ya.